To give a big thank you to the folks over at Nintendo for providing me a review copy to make this review possible. Thank you so much. So now with that said, let's get on to it. Kirby and the Forgotten Land plus Star-Crossed World is the latest game on Nintendo Switch 2 to get an additional enhancement, and it's developed by HAL Laboratory and published by Nintendo. With 3 years having passed since the little pink boy's fun in the sun that graced us all on Nintendo Switch, Nintendo decided that it's time to bring the squishy guy back, but this time with improvements to how it runs and with brand new content. But were the upgrades and the new levels worth it in order to warrant a re-release? Or should it have stayed strictly a Switch 1 only title? Only one way to find out, so let's pio! Gameplay. It's been 3 years since the release of Kirby and the Forgotten Land landed on the original Nintendo Switch, and now it's back again with brand new content, upgrades to how it runs and looks, and a name that's so long that if I keep repeating it throughout this whole review, I'd need to put on an oxygen tank. So let me just say it one time, then we'll get right down to what the core gameplay involves. For those who haven't played the original, then we'll hop into all the new content that it offers. Kirby and the Forgotten Land plus Star-Crossed World Nintendo Switch 2 Edition begins with a rift opening up and showing itself to all the inhabitants of Planet Popstar, pulling away all civilians, the Waddle Dees, and even Pink Kirby Man himself, and sending them to a rundown, apocalyptic-like setting of a now extinct Great Society. Albeit in a more friendly and inviting way, with happy music playing and lots of green lush in the environment. My bet is that Kirby already knew about Earth's fate in this dimension he was dragged to, and my bet is that he ate all of the Earth's food, which led to all of us perishing from starvation, so he ran off to Planet Popstar to avoid any negative blowback from doing so. Look at him, cute little turd. He knows that's exactly what he did. But oh, he's so cute! I can't stay mad at the little puffball, even if he did doom the entire race. Kirby, no, no, no! I am not food! As your adventure kicks off in this post-human world, you will head to environments such as urban areas like grass-overrun cities, oil platforms, theme parks, hot deserts, chilly mountains, spooky mansions, jungle getaways, you get it. There's a wide variety of places to venture off to, on top of side content that includes extra bonus stages that unlock after every stage between or after you free roam the map and fly around on your warp star to find even more. And that doesn't even include the in-game town stuff to do for even more minigame and content fun. Since this is a 3D Kirby action platformer game, you do have more of a variety of exploration and movement than you normally are used to, with you picking to choose whether you want to partake in finding everything there is to do in every level's environment and use mouth mode to eat water pipes to turn into a huge fat water-filled Kirby to wash away enemies, oil, fire, or other hazards, eat anything circular shaped to turn into a giant fan whose wind gust can blow windmills to unlock secret passages, push a boat to a destination it needs to go, eat a traffic cone to be able to smash into anything on the ground, whether it be the cement itself, enemies, or water pipes, and destroy it in one fell swoop. There's just so much variety. Heck, you can even turn into a freaking car and speed your way 100 miles per hour through the city, busting through walls like it's the Fast and Furious or something. It's okay though if he causes thousands of dollars in damages. He's doing it for family.
Family, 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 family. Family.
Which in this case is Waddle Dee's. So everyone gets a pass on this one. Beep beep, move it or lose it. Although sometimes I do get carried away running over anyone and everyone I see in my way. Where have I seen this before? If you want to just do something beyond just gawking at the scenery at times, because, well, this game is gorgeous, you can continue exploring each level further by locating hidden and imprisoned Waddle Dees that are trapped in various areas of each stage and requires you to destroy platforms, enter secret rooms, listen for their cries on top of a building, a wall, or beneath the ground and save them. Saving them is crucial as they serve a very important purpose that will not only allow you to continue the game, since in order to take on the boss battles, you need a specific amount of them saved to do so. On top of this, the more you save, the more shops, collectibles, minigames, and other key items open up back at your main home hub area, known as Waddle Dee Town. In between missions and collecting Waddle Dees, we head on over to Waddle Dee Town to see just what abilities we can upgrade that we've acquired, all of which can be updated to be even stronger using star coin currency and rare stones. So first off, again, it's essential to observe level environments and search for hints in normal levels to even have shops available to you. That's the last time I'll tell you, you got it? Firstly, in Waddle Town, let's take a look at... what? Two-player co-op? I don't want to play a two-player co-op. Stop talking to me, bro. I work alone. Slice, 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 slice. Heading to the first shop in front of you, any blueprints you obtain can be used to give the Waddle Dee in the weapons store to craft your new abilities, which include using a star gun with a wider range, more aggressive bomb throwing, swordsman, disc throwing, giant hammer, underground digging, and dragon-like fire breath. Oh heck yeah, that's the one I definitely want to need. I'll take it. Plus, it's purple too, so that's a major win. We gotta test it out though. So let's, how about you? Burn! That's definitely some strong fire. Pretty too. But let's move back to the main gameplay, and we'll come back to Waddle Dee Town in a few minutes for the rest of its content. During the main stage missions across 6 areas, besides collecting imprisoned Waddle Dees, each stage includes their own objectives to complete as well that ask you to tear through a level with a specific amount of powers, find a varied number of targets, not use your power abilities to beat a boss fight, beat a level in a specific time frame, defeat certain enemy types, etc. There's quite a few on each level, and when completed, give you extra bonus rewards that go a long way in helping you on your journey. And the great thing about it, replaying each level is totally possible, so you don't have to worry about missing out on any content should you miss some on your initial run. A game that respects your time and effort. Who would have thought? Clearly not the majority of the gaming industry, that's for sure. But our pink bundle of joy says, nope.
You will be happy forever and never ever leave.
Okay, evil demon Kirby, calm down, bro. We're not leaving. Yet, at least. When you're through exploring each level, finding Waddle Dee, and finishing all stage objectives, there's still plenty more missions to take on as personal side quests with trials known as treasure roads. In treasure mode, your goal is to use the selected copy ability that is utilized for that specific course, and while you're on a timer, you must get through the course as fast and efficiently as possible. The early stages start off rather simple, mostly beating them within 20 to 30 seconds with relatively no sweat off your back. However, once you start hitting mid-Area 4 to Area 6 treasure road trials, oh boy, they're going to start ticking you off a fair bit, especially when stages tilt with 20 enemies on screen, having to dodge spikes and jump at a controlled speed while fighting enemies. Boss rushes where you must fight 2 to 3 mini boss fights in a time limit, digging into the ground with moving platforms, etc. It all gets very intense. Obviously, they aren't mandatory to do, but if you find the main game a tad bit too easy, I recommend giving all these a shot for an extra difficulty boost. Now, as we head back to Waddle Dee Town, oh my god, he's still on fire! To avoid a lawsuit, we're moving on. Getting more Waddle Dees allows the town to be expanded a ton, and takes it from a small quaint little village to a pretty big community that has stores to purchase enhancements, become a waiter at a restaurant middle game to hastily serve hungry and thirsty customers, partake in the battle arena for extra rewards to test out your skill, upgrade copy abilities at the forge, obtain your personal residence in town marking it as your brand new home, and even partake in some leisurely fishing, which you never know what you're going to catch. Always a mystery. It's definitely very fun watching the town gradually grow as you further complete the main story, and having fun using your star coins like the old 25-cent machines when we were younger to get little capsule toys of all characters in the game. There's really not a lot of bad I can say about the core game, because it has a good 8 to 10 hour campaign mode, with hours more to collect everything, fun and challenging treasure road trials, plethora of capsules to collect, hundreds of Waddle Dees to find to save, cute atmosphere, and only thing I can really say negatively is that maybe it's a tad bit too easy, or missing classic power-ups like Fighter and Stone. But other than that, no complaints. The main game is fantastic and definitely one of the best Kirby games you can get your hands on, and ranks right up there with masterful action platformers in the Nintendo library. Star-Crossed World. Arriving now at the brand new content, we have Star-Crossed World. With Forgotten Land enhancing its graphics, improving performance with frame rates, Star-Crossed World says, let me add those as well, but also expand the core game a little bit further with new storyline that redefines some of the levels that you are familiar with during the main game's campaign mode. Think of this sort of in the same vein as something like Bowser's Fury when it was added on DLC for Super Mario 3D World, and you're sorta in the same ballpark, only with less fart running. Kirby also shares similarities to it by having DLC or expansion to the main game well after the original title got released. For example, Super Mario 3D World released in 2013, and its DLC counterpart of Bowser's Fury didn't get released till 2021. And likewise holds true for Forgotten Lands release in 2022, and now here in 2025 we get Star-Crossed World. But hey, better late than never, right? Oh my god, would someone please put out the fire on Waddle Dee? Star-Crossed World opens up as if you started a brand new game after you've defeated the first main villain gorilla. Monkey. Immediately after, a gigantic meteor slams into the sea, creating an entire new landmass and its very own island. And of course, like the curious round pudge he is, obviously Kirby is going to go check it out, 'cause duh! Venturing over to it, you learn that it's actually known as the Star of Darkness, and before you can wrap your head around just what in the heck is going on and where it came from, it becomes Close Encounters of the Third Kind as an astronomer, Waddle Dee appears before you. Does he want destruction? World domination? Maybe peace?
Can there be a peace between us?
No peace.
Uh-oh. Okay, Kirby, get him, hurry! Being that this thing looks like it can contain a world-ending event hidden inside, obviously Kirby is chosen to get inside, find out what's going on, and defeat whatever the threat may be hiding inside, known as Heart of Darkness, alongside many other sorts of beasts as well. But this time, instead of collecting crazy old Waddle Dees, you now collect beings called Starries, which boost the crystalline shield to prevent further disaster. Again, like Waddle Dee in the main game, Starries are also hidden and trapped behind gates, underground, beating gauntlet of enemies, and available by completing challenges that remain hidden until you seek them out, allowing for even more experimentation with your powers and new adventures, and new avenues to explore even further than previously, mostly due to some of Kirby's new handling powers. One of the things people might not like right off the bat, however, is the reusing of zones from the base game, offering a revisit to familiar areas, but adding new hazards to each environment, alongside new challenges, new enemies, and even new boss types, giving you more reasons to explore this go-around than you may have done initially during Forgotten Land. Moving through levels, you will activate stuff called Starry Flower, which creates brand new platforms to traverse on in the form of crystals, which not only create new paths to explore, but also change the way levels feel and look, even ones you have already beaten in Forgotten Lands, which is nice and it doesn't let it be tedious. An additional new mouth power in Star-Crossed World is a new mouth form that Kirby can use to become a giant spring that can help you leap to a ridiculous height, and at the same time allow you to slam to the surface of the ground and enemies in the same manner as the traffic cone enabled you. It's pretty dang overpowered. Star-Crossed World offers you a legit 2 to 3 hours of fun, and at times it really does feel like ideas that they wanted to use or want to use for a full-on sequel to Forgotten Land, especially when considering a lot of the revamped maps feel brand new at times, with mouth modes adding even more variety to the mix than before, with a pipe that lets Kirby become a tube to roll and ride along crystal-themed tracks, in addition to each sub-boss getting their own crystal version of themselves, making them even more ruthless and intense than ever before, but none coming close to our newest antagonist, who is the one behind the targeting of Starries in the first place. Freaking jerk! Why isn't anyone putting Waddle Dee out? Help him! Jeez, it's hard to find good help these days. Easily the hardest boss in this entire package, no question. His fierce moveset and aggression, the more you damage him, and further removing crystal layers to hasten your defeat of him, it's by far the most fun I've had during a Kirby boss fight in many years. Overall, at the end of the day, Kirby and the Forgotten Land plus Star-Crossed Worlds ends up being a fantastic package with very little negatives to speak on. Forgotten Land by itself is already a terrific achievement for a 3D Kirby title with gorgeous landscapes, large variety of collectibles, Waddle Dees defined, 12 power-ups, multitude of mouthful transformations, challenges on every level, bonus stage trials that offer new difficulty with Treasure Road, mini games to partake in via Waddle Dee Town. There's just so much fun to be entertained by, which of course not to be outdone by the sheer creativeness that Star-Crossed World brings you, with new crystal enemy types, new antagonists that keeps you on the edge of your seat, new starry beings to collect, crystal form platforms that offer more exploration, challenges on every level just like Forgotten Land, new mouthful transformations like high spring jumping, gear rolling up walls, etc, etc. It's all amazing. There is one get up I think people will have though: pricing. Right now, the Switch 2 version outright is $80, which honestly might seem like a steep price, but there's a ton of content here to justify it in my opinion. However, if you already own the game on Switch 1, then you can definitely save some money and only pay $20 to upgrade to the Switch 2 version and continue the fun with Star-Crossed World. I do not think you'll be disappointed, especially since it's one of the most fun Kirby games in the entire franchise. So with all that having been said, my verdict is clear. Game & Chick says bye now!